sun. I love the air you bring, everything. I'm in the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we won every endeavor. I wanna I'm about to do something, scared of the outcome. I'm sorry to say this, but you aren't good for me. I'm about to change it all, about to cut you all off. Sorry if you get hurt by. I need to do this, I need to move with this, 'cause I know one thing, this to feel one thing. I love what I do, yeah, the music it drives me too. I know my worth and you're in my way. What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go stronger?
Hello Hello everyone, B.o.P episode 35 this week. Killer Whisk.
Landon.
Tell us how our mics are doing because I switched up your little profile. So hopefully everything is good and not too echoey. Mess it all up. Okay, B.o.P news, rants, IOs. It is. I am live. Yeah, it's live. Alright, so yeah, it does say we're live, we're hitting, and that's good. It could be live, but it's really clear.
I don't see anything.
You can check yours too. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get my intro in.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do this awkward robot.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're good. Episode 35 B.o.P Live, baby, and some major news to the point that we were on TikTok to discuss when it dropped. But first, before we talk about that, let's talk about what you need to sign up. It's Gamefly. $15.99 is what you can get for one disc. It's a game rental service. So instead of paying money, you got $60 or $70 worth of gaming that you're gonna play and beat. Want to go ahead and take advantage of beating it, sending it back, and get another game.
And they've been in the business for a long time, so you know they're very trustworthy.
The OG of gaming rentals.
I mean, they've been doing it since we were.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and when Netflix was first doing discs, and Gamefly stuck with that promise because it's gonna be kind of hard to exchange digital downloads and whatnot. So they're gonna stick with the disc because if you get the discs, that's great. And they have a second plan, which is $22.99, which gives you 2 games. So if you have a Switch, if you have Xbox, PlayStation, any video game system, currently that's out in the market right now, any games in their catalog, you can also actually purchase video game consoles as well. That's including the PlayStation 5. If you're obviously looking into doing so, there's a link in our ticker as well as a link in bio for the actual Gamefly subscription. So make sure you check that out. Again, this is B.o.P episode 35. This is going to be fantastic because not a lot of jam-packed news, but there is one epic news that has been going off this whole entire week.
Details in this, so this is going to take the whole day. It's going to be a long time because there's a lot of details.
And we're going to give you some clarity, and I know it's probably getting old because it happened Tuesday, so whatever. So 4 days old, but we're going to give you our rants, our updates, our opinions,
because,
and what
I have quite a few
to.
opinions on this.
And we're talking about, obviously, as you see it, Activision Blizzard, okay? They run, and if off the top of your head, because I can't, besides 3 games I can list, what other games does Activision hold under their belt?
There's of course Call of Duty, there's Tony Hawk, they also have the rights to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. They have
World of Warcraft, Diablo,
World of Warcraft, Diablo,
League of Legends, right?
No, not League of Legends.
Not League of Legends.
Riot.
Okay.
Overwatch.
StarCraft.
Yes, they have StarCraft. You said Diablo already?
Yeah.
Warcraft. So one of their obviously their biggest one is Call of Duty for Activision. It's the #1 game seller every year.
So for those that are just literally coming in and going, what the hell is that with Activision for? Microsoft has purchased Activision, a proposed buyout.
Yes, they proposed.
Cash sale.
100%, yes.
Dollars on table. Wow, with stock, obviously, whatever, how they manipulate. Cash deal. $68.7 billion. Microsoft is proposing to purchase Activision Blizzard. And that is a big deal. Now, a lot of people were talking about, is this the biggest buyout in history? I'm like, damn, I haven't seen them double digits in a while. In history, no. In video game history, yes.
Yes, video game history, yes.
Yes. So we're gonna go with. Okay, first of all, when I first heard this, I couldn't really believe it. I thought, boom, I checked the calendar to make sure it was April Fool's.
Yeah, because I was like, looking at it, was like,
you didn't even know. I pulled it up. I go, I didn't even dive into the article yet. I went to the calendar to check the date, just so we. Did we go to another realm and it ended up being off?
Yeah, because I was on Twitter when I saw it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? No, this is not real. Then I looked it up and I looked up a bunch of resources.
I sent it to him. He looked it. He double checked. I double checked. I read it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
The best part is, which I discussed on the live TikTok for those that were chiming in and checking in. I salute you. Thank you, guys. We were talking about it just last week, our episode 34, season 3 premiere episode. Even though it's like itself, but it's actually pretty cool down. It's great. Fantastic. Anywho, We talked about why was Nintendo strictly strict of how they felt with Activision Blizzard and their harassment, sexual harassment lawsuits. And PlayStation was very straight.
Yeah. But Microsoft was very wishy-washy, careful with their words on what they had to say about the situation. You know, saying like, I'm not going to dog them or anything like that.
And we took it like, because that's his personality.
Yeah.
His way of speaking on it, like, we're going to dive into a little bit more with that, but the way he speaks on it is not really hostile or corporate. He's very, like, kind of us, you know, like, he says it, and I say it, and I'm like, all right, I get his meaning, and he has to say something. He wants to be the big man.
But I knew something was up, because I was like, how come Nintendo and PlayStation had a full stance?
Right, he was kind of, but see, we talked it up that it was because they had some dirt back in the day too.
Yeah.
So they kind of spoke with experience.
Yeah.
This buyout makes sense now.
Now it makes sense on why he had to think of it. He's not gonna
dog a company that he about to buy
it. Like, he's not gonna do that.
No, he's not gonna do that.
So
that made sense.
So now, that actually makes sense on why.
So it's a big deal, and for the gaming world, it is a big deal because let's break down the last 10, which I got the resource. I'm gonna look in here. The last 10 buyouts. We'll just speak about our feelings about it because you guys don't really. You think it's just Microsoft and Activision always going to buy up with that big money? Let me bring it up here real quick. So we're going to go from the bottom, the top 10, okay? And then we're going to go to the top. Dude, shut up. I don't care. Get out of here, okay? So the top 10 from the bottom, going from 10 up to 1 of the video game acquisitions in history. Okay, courtesy of Wikipedia, they have the, they got this references as well. So the top 10, number 10, Facebook purchases Oculus. Oculus was a separate company. That was for $2 billion. Okay, we're not going to discuss the inflation rates unless we really skyrocket, which I don't think it really was. But so for $2 billion, Facebook bought Oculus, and at that time we're like, Facebook's gonna buy Oculus. They're gonna just dump it like a Google graveyard. So far, so good. Oculus, they're literally treating it like it's something totally separate. So far, right? Because you have the Oculus.
I have Oculus too. It's like amazing.
But the experience and the integration with Facebook, has it hindered your way of playing?
For me personally, it has it. Obviously, you need to have a Facebook account in order to use it, which is not an issue with me because I have Facebook.
Well, now it's called Meta.
Yeah,
so
now
it's
called
more
Meta,
friendly to the virtual reality gaming world.
Yeah.
Because getting a Facebook social media that
the
you don't want Facebook.
have on it stuff, and if the wireless and everything like that, it's great. And they are planning on making a new one, which we don't know exactly when that.
We don't know deets, but we know Facebook bought it, and we all were skeptical, and so far, it's all right.
Yeah, I love it.
That was back in 2014. Okay. Number 9. Where is it? Electronic Arts buys Blue Mobile. So their own interaction with mobile gaming.
Yeah, that was their.
But that purchase was $2.4 billion.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have Microsoft and Mahjong for $2.5 billion. That was kind of a big deal.
Well, that was the Minecraft.
Yes.
That's Minecraft.
Because Minecraft was involved, and obviously Mahjong games.
And the good thing is, learning with that too is with the whole thing. I know people were worried. Minecraft is all over the place. So it's on all the systems too. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll get to that.
We ain't talking about Call of Duty, bro.
We'll get to that.
But yes, they do. Okay, so they have a history of not bothering an IP. They just made it more so exclusive to their consoles than PCs.
Because I know Minecraft was on PlayStation.
And that was, by the way, Electronic Arts and Blue Mobile, that was in 2021, so that was last year.
Yeah.
That's big money for that. So Microsoft Mahjong back in 2014 has bought that company for $2.5 billion. Now we're gonna go up another $2 billion or $3.5 billion. ByteDance buys Moontug. That's a China acquisition. So not video game acquisitions, not just US. Okay?
Yes.
The last 3 we discussed were US, and one Mahjong was Swedish flag. So that Mahjong was Swedish. We bought that company. ByteDance and Moontug. I personally don't know. ByteDance, I know that was with TikTok's parent company currently.
Yeah.
I know that, but I don't really know what ByteDance does as far as. So excuse my ignorance. But that was $4 billion. That was a good big payout. Then we're looking at 5.9 billion of Activision Blizzard buying King, which funny as hell because I didn't realize what King owned, which was Candy Crush.
Which is a huge game still to
Clearly,
this day.
yeah. I still rock my Bejeweled. I'm that.
I mean, I used to play
I'm a
Candy
boomer
Crush, but then I
millennial
just
with that.
stopped playing because I'm bad with mobile games. Like once I don't really like play mobile games like that. So.
Yeah, but it was a big deal. Now that it makes sense with their IPO tag ABK. Like, that was K, and I'm like, oh, K. Okay, so they Activision bought that for 5.9, which obviously now Microsoft has, so they have Candy Crush as well. I'm wondering if they're gonna block it. It doesn't seem like they're gonna block it because it's just a video game type deal. It's gotta be something. I don't think they're gonna block it, but okay. So now that was 5. Number 4 is Microsoft buying ZeniMax Media, which is what we're all hip to. Was pretty much what's that studio? Bethesda.
Yeah.
There's a lot underneath ZeniMax.
Yeah.
ZeniMax was the parent company.
Bethesda, Arcane,
Bethesda, yeah.
all that. Yeah.
So the Elder Scrolls,
Bethesda,
Dragon's Bioware. I keep saying that. I don't know why.
Fallout,
Elder Scrolls.
the new
Wait.
Doom.
I meant Doom, not Quake. Okay. So that was a cool 8.1 billion, and we're still nervous. With that buy, we're still nervous because we kind of know, but I think when it happens in front of our face, then we're all going to be sad.
Starfield is already going to be an exclusive.
We don't know about Elder Scrolls.
People are saying it's going to be, but we don't know.
What,
yet.
exclusive?
Yeah.
That's probably going to be exclusive.
It's full time.
What else? Fallout exclusive. So
They haven't said anything about that.
It'll be exclusive. I think it'll be exclusive. That PC. Again, this happened. Big money. Oh my God. Holy crap. Wow. Right? Then it comes to the top 3. Number 3, Tencent to buy Supercell. That was a cool 8.6 billion.
We know who Tencent is, a big gaming giant in China. Literally in the process right now of doing what Microsoft is doing. Also buying companies.
Buying a lot. Small to medium.
Yeah.
This was a good, cool, a lot of money. Okay, and then now the last 2, which happened this year. Starting the top, 1 month in, number 2, Take-Two Interactive purchases Zynga for 12.7 billion.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're talking quadruple, almost damn near quadruple of number 1, Microsoft Activision.
It's such a huge thing. It's like,
damn.
now we can go into like the details.
No,
like,
for one, let's. This is just the video game. That was the video game list.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the biggest in history, let's nip that, but that is not. We're gonna run quickly. Okay, I got the list of the biggest mergers and acquisitions. Starting from the bottom, Pfizer and Warner Lambert merger. That was $90 billion. So right off the grill, we're $30 billion over of Microsoft. So yes, video game wise, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Company wise, not so
Yeah,
much.
we knew it was not.
Yeah. Royal Dutch Petroleum Shell merger, gas, 95 billion. Bristol Myers Squibb and Colgate merger, 95 bill. Heinz and Kraft merger.
Yeah.
I think I'm today years old that I realized that now they're the same company.
Oh, you didn't know
Just
that?
like I heard that Burger King and Popeyes. You guys heard about that?
This is
Burger King is the parent company of Popeyes. I learned that from your subscription.
I watch a lot. Yeah.
I got the company name.
Yeah.
I was like,
I watch a lot.
just like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper didn't realize
That's why I
about
knew
the
about
Keurig.
the craft. That's why I knew about the crafting.
Yeah. I didn't know about the freaking coffee maker company. The best-selling under that umbrella is Dr. Pepper.
I knew that because I was a kid.
Company name.
Literally.
Then we got Glax WealthCom and SmithKline. I don't know what the hell it is. That's 107 billion. AB InBev and Sab Miller merger, 1.7 billion. These are big money. The one that concerns us still, kind of, AT&T and Time Warner merger, which is 108 billion.
Yeah.
And that was a wrong thing for AT&T to do. They lost a ton of money. Time Warner made that money. United Technologies and Raytheon merger, 121 bill. Dow Chemical and DuPont merger, 130. Verizon Vodafone acquisition, which is 130. That's in it could be from the cell phone to the TV and all that stuff. Gas de France and Suez merger, 182 billion. AOL and Time Warner merger, $182 billion. Vodafone and Man's merger of $202.8 billion. This is not with inflation. The years, I'm not just about video games. I'm just trying to give you guys, tell you that the biggest in the world. No, it's not. It's for video games, number one.
All time, but it can get bigger depending on other activities.
Yeah. So now, since we discussed how, holy crap, this merger has happened for $68.7 billion, what the hell does it mean for Microsoft to hold all this hunk of IP, including old school Atari games, by the way?
Yeah, I know. Should we go into like why? Because they didn't go into too much detail on the exact reason why they bought it, but we can go into detail on why.
Because a lot of people want to know: do we have to be scared?
Because pretty much,
what are you worried about with this acquisition?
So pretty much, I'm not too worried. I will say there is a couple of things I am worried about because let's be real, Microsoft bought it during this time right now because of what Activision has been going through. And of course, if you've been following us pretty much the last season,
Anything in this matter. Because it was, you can't
we just
not
go
that.
Yeah, we
it was so bad
down.
that Call of Duty Vanguard trailers did not have the Activision Blizzard
Exactly. Which, since happened since July of last year, messy court, sexual harassment.
A toxic work environment has brought all the studios under fire. California, DFCE, the department, had a 3-year investigation, found a lot of toxic stuff, very detailed. You can Google it, it's under testimony, and then they even tried to hush money it by offering a settlement that those that were suing Activision will be quiet, but will give $18 million to a fund to help cultural level, which got blocked, and there was some other things that happened with this lawsuit, but in the end, the name is tarnished. The toxic environment is there.
A lot of the shares went down to about $61 a share. It went down a lot. So when Microsoft decided to be like, okay, so I mean, they didn't say it out like, but they hopped up because it's like so they bought it at $95 more than what they were worth.
Because they know they're going to make money off of it.
Exactly. So that's what equates to about.
They pretty much respected Activision's grind. They anticipated Activision. They respected Activision's grind by giving the price before they hit the thing at the end of the day. And before it was over around $95 a share, they said, look, we'll give you what you were worth before it happened in real time. Because right now there's dips because of the controversy. You don't care about that. Microsoft pulled the Tom Brady and Antonio Brown and come back and go back to the Bucks. They just didn't want Antonio Brown to do hostile. Brady's like, hey, look, we'll take him. Brown coming through. We're going raw and do our best. Tom Brady.
So now, other things, of course, what I'm worried about, which we'll see what it thinks. Nothing has been fully said about.
Nothing is being said
because
unfortunately, they could say it, and maybe E3 they'll show it, but I will say that the video game industry is acquisition, they can say one thing and turn around and do it completely other. All we find out is right when we buy the game. Right.
Because honestly, I'm still not purchasing an Activision Blizzard until I see Microsoft actually change. And that's just me.
I really want to, like, not speed to rush, but I really want to get intimidated, but it's
we're trying not.
We gotta give it the time.
Exactly.
We gotta find out right there.
That's what I'm worried.
Because a lot of people
I am.
Previous employees looking at this like, so are you gonna stay? You're gonna go? But you're gonna.
Yeah, we're not getting into that. But basically, one of my worries is I don't think anything's gonna change. But we'll see.
I think it will.
I'm hoping.
I think now with this Microsoft deal, it's just like. And for those that have that experience or dealt with it, when you work with a company and you dealt with the work environment and you know that it's toxic, oh my god, you come to realize that these franchising or someone did something very bad and human resources checked it out, went ahead, got LP, loss prevention, looked through, and just X everybody out, remove house, get rid of and maybe you're the only one that stays and get all new management. That's what Microsoft's going to do to Activision as a whole. I think so.
They need to.
Not individual studios, but put that big magnifying glass on. Like, all right, so this is what you're going to do in X, Y, and Z.
I mean, people like the lower people, the ones who design the coding thing. I don't think they should be fined. I'm talking about the management.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if you code, you get away with it.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The people putting in the work, they're all going to be underneath the microscope. Like, they're going to get to be looked at, regardless. It's every individual. Will Microsoft do it?
That's the thing.
How will they do it?
I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about, honestly, because it's like, I can understand they want to do it because they want to build up their game knowledge, so they want to get more stuff for the Game Pass, get more stuff for the system. So of course, they want to do that, but the other thing people are having issues with is the environment of the thing. If Microsoft might fix that, that's what we have to see. Which obviously it's too early to know now because this thing's probably not going to go through for like a year. No. Things like this take a while.
What, the buyout?
No, for everything to go through. It says it can take up to 2023.
They said they're looking to close it by this summer. And I didn't get the report. They're trying to close. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Are they going to oversight it? Is FCC going to look at it and then postpone it? That's because those big acquisitions take a while.
That's what I'm saying. They usually do.
That was MX.
They usually take
They got bought last year. Oh, it took like 6 months. They're looking about the end of the summer. Yeah, in the summer, July, to close it.
I guess so.
Yeah, holy crap! Yeah.
I was gonna say for something like that, I thought that usually takes time.
Usually, big companies with a lot of different areas. For instance, T-Mobile, AT&T and T-Mobile. Yeah. Because you're not just buying it for customers, you're buying it telecommunications, C-band, A-band, Z-band. They all use not just for cell phones, but every other thing, military. So they have to be like, FCC has to look at it like, you are going to buy them, and we're going to do with all that. That's up there, and then you go and sell that. And they're like, we can't meet a deal. Now you got to pay T-Mobile $6 billion, and you ain't buying it. And they stopped all of it. When T-Mobile purchased Sprint, that took like 2.5 years. Yeah. I think, about 2.5 years. Because there was regulations. And finally Sprint's like, all right, I'll sell my food.
Yeah, there's no regulations with that.
Apparently not. That's what's freaking me out.
Let
us know in the comments. I don't think so.
Huge amount of money.
But think
there gotta be some kind of regulation.
But the last three purchases didn't do that much. Take-Two bought Zynga. We don't hear nothing about that. It's $4.7 billion.
I thought there was some time there. There's some wait time on that.
There is some wait time, but not a year or 2 years. That thing's going to be done by the end of the summer. ZeniMax and Microsoft. Again, another Microsoft.
I know the ZeniMax one, they're going to wait 45 days to see
yeah. Really? They already paying above. Nobody's going to be like, I'm going to do one better. Yeah. Maybe Sony. Why? But no. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is weird because when it comes to video game acquisitions, I don't see the waiting period being like what I'm used to.
I guess we'll have to find out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm like Metro PCS technically out of a reverse merger bought T-Mobile. That took about a year and a half because they was dealing with another foreign entity, Deutsche Telekom. And they were like, we need to keep T-Mobile because nobody cares about Metro piece of shit. So guess what? All T-Mobile. So, yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. But so you're worried, you're not really worried. Like your opinion, outlandish, your opinion, you're not worried about this acquisition.
Well, I am also because of the exclusivity with certain games.
And that's what I'm worried about.
What I'm worried about mostly, can we go into each other? Call of Duty. Basically, I'm not Call of Duty.
Call of Duty might leave PlayStation, and that's gonna hurt.
Well, that's the thing.
Collapsing slowly.
Call of Duty is PlayStation's top-selling game, and it's been that for years.
And it slowly has been gearing on the PlayStation side.
Because literally most people who play Call of Duty go towards the PlayStation. What's gonna happen there? Even though they did mention later in the week, like I think like a day ago, that Phil said that all contracts still gonna follow those, so they can be like, whatever contract it is.
What's their expiration in the contract?
That's
And
one
what
of
are
the
you gonna
questions.
do
That's one of the
after
questions.
the contract?
But then he also said afterwards that we fully intend. Funny thing he said intend.
Y'all gotta understand the legalese, man. That word intended.
To keep the Call of Duty's multi-platform. But I'm not a Call of Duty player, so it's not really gonna affect me. It's gonna affect a lot of people. I don't like the way he says intend. I don't like that.
Intend implies
I don't like that.
I am going to do multi-platform. Because I'm going to intend to put a multi-platform. You know what the multi-platform can be?
Well, this is what I was thinking of. I'm thinking it's possibly he could be like, okay, so Call of Duty will come out first on Xbox. It's gonna stay on Xbox for about a year, maybe a year or two, and then PlayStation will get their thing. Or DLC, like what PlayStation did, Xbox will get their DLC.
Stop. You cannot do it yearly. Oh my God, it's perfect. Because
It's a possibility. That could happen. They did that with Tomb Raider. Remember when Microsoft had Tomb Raider? PlayStation did not get that Tomb Raider game for like a year and a half later.
But they can't do that with Call of Duty. And if they do that with
They
Call of Duty,
can,
they're going to
though.
lose tons of
That's
money.
the thing. People are saying they
The
can.
name recognition will die immediately. The reason why is because Call of Duty, they can't pull a Battlefield, bro. They can't. They have so many studios touching Call of Duty, they'll frazzle themselves to wait 2 years to
Well,
release
that's what
one.
people are saying. I've been seeing a bunch of that. Like, they can't. Microsoft can't do that. They know how much money they're going to lose.
Not even money to lose. The Warzone's making money. Fine. Cool. Is the company gonna risk 1 year and just double down on Warzone when it's gonna be grown tired and let other competitors, Battlefield, into the mix to gain more traction? If Call of Duty becomes only a sole Xbox, when most of the PlayStation, guess where they're going? I bet you Sony will buy EA.
Well, that's another thing people were saying to that.
If you want to clap back, click, clack, I got EA.
If Sony, like, all of a sudden buys EA or something, like, I know, that's like a very serious
Let's get back. Okay. If Call of Duty becomes an Xbox sole property, and let's say, in theory, do it every 2 years, do you think it'll really, because Warzone does make money, but I don't think it makes enough money to lose so much money. But because that's like the iPhone waiting another year.
Now, for me to play devil's advocate, because you know how Call of Duty comes out every year? That's always been a thing. It's always been. And people, of course, I'm sure you know this too, you're a player of it.
Not very good.
The quality of the game has been going down. Because it seems like...
Besides Modern Warfare and Warzone, they cemented the feel good, look good, and after that,
But for the most part, it's been pretty like...
it's standard Call of Duty. It's
Yeah,
literally
it's
there.
like
We know that because it's a cash cow.
So, devil's advocate here, maybe if they do spend an extra year, like 2 years, like release one every 2 years,
if they waited 1 year.
they could probably make it a lot better. We don't know. They could probably add more stuff. They could probably make things a lot better, so it could probably
That
sell.
could put Warzone obsolete.
But that's the thing, exactly.
Because the way Activision is running Warzone and the promise that they will be a free-to-play tied into every Call of Duty game, how are they going to upgrade Warzone that people already have, okay, I'm with you on the side. If the Call of Duty is going to wait 2 years to release games, they would remake Warzone.
That's a possibility.
Even then, what are you going to do with the previous Warzone? Because it has to be all tied together.
Like I said, we don't know. Like I said, it's very early.
It's very, but we all worry, man.
Well, of course, I'm worried about
So-
this thing because a lot of things like, I mean, I understand, you know, PlayStation has their exclusives with their games, the Ratchet Clank series, the Horizon series, the God of War series. You know,
Or
they
just
have
favorites like Final Fantasy games or like console. They're not solely Sony,
But
but
the
they
thing
partner with
is,
Sony type.
when games are multi-platform, and they've been multi-platform until a company like Microsoft decides to buy them, like, we got the first dose of it with Bethesda, with, you know, most likely Elder Scrolls is going to be exclusive, let's be real. They haven't announced that yet, but let's be real. Starfield, we know that's going to be exclusive. We don't know about Fallout yet, but let's be real. They probably do. Now, Microsoft spent almost $70 billion.
What makes you think they're gonna just keep calling. You know what? They could. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, cause part of my mind is saying they want to keep making money, keep things, so they'll keep it multi-platform and keep making the money, so everyone can play. But my other type of mind that's like more cynical is saying that they spent this kind of money. They'd be like, this game is mine. I want it to be mine. If no one is going to touch it, it's be mine only. I'm making this exclusive. Boom, bam. That's the cynical part of my mind saying.
That is the main reason people buy an Xbox.
That's the thing.
But they aren't selling hardware like that.
But the thing is, on the other side, we know Xbox, we've been following Xbox and gaming news and stuff like that, isn't all about the hardware. Game Pass is a huge thing. There's been rumors that they've been wanting to put Game Pass on PlayStation and Nintendo. There's been rumors on that. But obviously, PlayStation and Nintendo doesn't want that to happen.
I think what this acquisition is going to allow Xbox to have a proof ton of content that they don't really need to be multi-platform to go on different, PlayStation stores or
yeah, because there's been rumors that they've been doing them and they were.
And who knows? Maybe Sony can make a deal with Microsoft to get a small cut. They've done it with cross-platforming games. Only company, by the way, that makes profit on cross-platform gaming. Others, no. It's just seamless and that's it. Sony has a contract you need to abide by to make sure. If Phil Spencer wants to do that, that is a risk that he will take. He will swallow his pride.
Like I said,
to
that's
get the Sony fan. Imagine playing Xbox games on your PlayStation 5.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like I said, this
if
is
he's
all.
none of our hardware, he can totally do that.
That's all speculation because you know how Phil. Because Phil's the way he talks.
You can get Game Pass on your PlayStation 5 and play Call of Duty on your PlayStation 5 through Xbox. But Sony wants a cut.
But the thing is, Phil has always been about, not just about Xbox. He wants games. He wants everyone to play a game. That's why when I heard that kind of rumor, I could see Phil pitching something like that to Sony thing. But probably Sony and Nintendo probably doesn't want that.
Yeah, Sony is thick-headed. They're thick-headed too.
Yeah, I know they are.
They're thick-headed. So
that's why.
That's the thing. If Microsoft pitches that, Sony will have to come up with a number to get revenue from every game or property that they have.
But the thing is, Xbox has control of it. So Xbox will be like, oh, you want to be greedy? Okay, fuck you. Fine.
But they have more money.
They do.
Oh my God! They do have a
They do.
And it sucks because you say it, and then you think,
big of a game that
and
is?
then you get hurt. Like, yeah, they come up like we give you 2% revenue for every stream
And
of
then Sony
what
like-
your old games used to play on your platform. Oh, you don't like that? Do it again.
Yeah, because it's going to be like, no, I want 5%. Oh, you want 5%? Well, now it'll be 0%. And then walk out.
Diablo.
Like I said, Diablo, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. They have a ton of things that's coming out from this. And it's all guaranteed going to be on the Game Pass. Guaranteed. Which means that just gains them a bunch of games for their Game Pass. And it's all pretty much exclusive it could be exclusive, like all the new games for those systems could be exclusive to Xbox, unless Xbox be like, you know what, we can make it multi-platform, we can do that. But that's all up to Microsoft.
And here's the thing with this acquisition,
Discretion.
and having, let's say Call of Duty is an exclusive to Xbox, right? Let's just say it happens. If it does, that person for me wouldn't, and not just because I would play PlayStation 5, but because PlayStation 5 has the story type of games that I like to play, and Xbox has it. So if they're exclusive to day one, honestly, they change it. So Call of Duty day one, I don't need to give it a
Yeah, as long as you have a PC or a phone or whatever, you
I
can
just play
get
my
Game
Call of
Pass.
Duty stuff. Because I skip Vanguard. You know me, I get every Call of Duty when
Yeah, I
I can.
know.
But some of them, I got Battlefield, I get Vanguard, so that's the first. But now, with this acquisition, what if they try to change Call of Duty's way of, waiting here, and they create a great Call Call of Duty that's still running some Warzone. That could happen. But the other studios, they're going to be holding their dicks because what the hell?
Unless they could be working on other games.
They could.
Remember,
But remember, other games are to the side once Call of Duty's involved. Because Call of Duty makes money.
because remember, Activision was making sure every company was focused on making a Call of Duty game of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm thinking once they go to Microsoft, I don't know yet, we don't know. It might change.
Don't let three more those do
And Xbox might be like, okay, you know what? We'll send 8 people to work on Call of Duty. You guys, this company that's on Activision, work on a different game, work on a new IP, work on this old IP and bring it back to life. Things like that. Because
Game Pass is great for those that are indies and that will create old IPs that can become great again.
who knows? Because Activision has a ton of IPs that hasn't been released in a while. Hexen, one of them. I can't think of them. But there's a lot. Activision has a lot. There's a lot of IPs that they have that they could easily, because Phil has mentioned, I believe in his video in an interview, that he wants to bring old Activision IPs back.
Yes, and you can.
Why not do that? So he could be like, okay, people, instead of everyone focusing on Call of Duty, you guys can focus on Call of Duty. You can focus on a new remaster, remake, or sequel to this old IP. It could easily happen. I can see the limits. I can.
Now, what if Sony buys EA?
That's the thing. If that were to happen, that means Sony will get all the exclusive all the sports titles.
And already all
Pretty much.
Yo, Sony should do that.
Because
Sony should do that.
Sony will get all the exclusive all the sports titles, right? Pretty much all the sports titles on the EA, right?
Done.
That's I'm pretty sure. And obviously they'll get
y'all got Call of
Battlefield.
Duty?
They'll get Battlefield. They'll get
Star Wars.
is it Bio? Is
Star
Bio
Wars.
Say it
Say it
one
one
more
time. Star Wars.
Star Wars, Mass Effect, things like that, right? Dragon Age is
Dragon Age, yeah, BioWare.
Yeah, that's part
They
of
can
EA.
redo and actually make great Anthem this time.
And maybe Sony could fix up EA too, because EA's pieces of shit too.
Yeah.
So maybe they can fix it.
Yeah, so get two shitty companies. Get Activision to Microsoft and get EA to Sony. Give that up. Sony, buy EA. That. I mean,
The thing is, does Sony have money like that?
Fuck yeah, they
I know
do.
Microsoft got. I know Microsoft got money like that. I know
They
that.
can.
But can Sony have money like that? Because Microsoft obviously they have their PCs and shit that can make so much money. They're like, okay, I'm buying.
because for one, Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard. Not the Xbox division, just obviously Xbox and Microsoft. Sony sells TV.
Well, yeah, they do. Yeah.
Sony just put a damn car for concept, which don't get, I wouldn't trust. But they did, okay? Sony Pictures, bruh.
Come on. So Sony got money. Come on. Sony got money.
My dream for one was buy Square Enix. Don't buy EA now.
If they do buy Square, that's another thing.
Okay, what? That was certified. Now y'all can have it. Oh, dude, we got storylines. We got fantasy worlds. We got jetpacks and Jedi's.
Remember,
That's just speculation.
Yeah, exactly. This is all speculation.
Call of Duty sells, and that is the one thing that a lot of people are worried about. Right off the bat, yes, it's easy. Just let them be multi-platform, fine. But they could. But if they want to do multi-platform, Microsoft, just like what you said, they do have a bargaining chip against Sony. Because if Sony says nothing, or if Microsoft just wants to pull Call of Duty, guess what? We're stuck on Game Pass, or we're going to be buying a lot of Xbox.
Or like I said, they can do what I said. It's like, okay, you'll get the Call of Duty a year from now.
Oh, that too, yeah. Oh, no. That means you're a PlayStation owner, you get the scraps.
Exactly.
Because when a Call of Duty game comes out on a yearly basis, that's the newest one, and that's what people are going to want.
Sony will always be a year behind.
And then it's like Christmas. When I say Christmas is when you're so used to a game, and when Christmas up, everybody's opening the game and playing the new game. For those that are experienced, are going to come and own everybody that is new. And with the same thing is if we're playing Call of Duty, and 1 year later, we PS5 owners get Call of Duty, we go in and we all get murked. Because everybody else, they had 365 days to play the damn thing. Oh, yeah, you're right.
They did that with Tomb Raider. Coming to our time with like Sony with Final Fantasy. They didn't let it release on PC until like a year and a half later. Things like that happen all the time. So Microsoft can easily do that if they want to.
So let's talk about more in depth of. We were talking about how he really didn't trash Activision, and lo and behold, because they were buying them.
You want to talk about Kotick now?
Yeah, let's talk about him because he was in let's do this 16-minute meeting briefing he had.
Yeah, basically to discuss like what happened, what's the merger, what does it mean, and all that type of stuff. But literally,
I'm gonna read it. Let me
I'll
read it real quick.
Okay.
Courtesy of Kotaku. And this was when? Yesterday or today?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. Bobby Kotick held an all-hands meeting with Activision Blizzard employees to address Microsoft acquisition of the company for $68.7 billion. And in quote, he said, retain as many of the people as possible, and that he planned to stay on as the CEO of Activision Blizzard until the deal closed. Now, we just talked briefly.
So let's talk about that.
The deal closes. You thought about a year and a half, because usually those things tend to be looked at by government officials. As we just discussed earlier, usually video game acquisitions don't last too long because they're not in the oversight like that. Which they should for a big amount of money.
Especially that kind of money, almost $70 billion.
And Microsoft is not just Microsoft represents just Xbox. Microsoft has a whole thing. So it could be looked at. And it could take longer, but what I've read, it was by the end of the summer. What this states is, and he planned to stay on as a CEO of Activision Blizzard until the deal closed. This could close in July, and he could be out.
Now the thing is, he's not just be out.
Oh, he's out.
Well, I know that, but he's gonna be out with money.
Yeah.
He's gonna basically what the term is golden parachute, which means I'm sure he probably agreed to this before, with the whole talking with Microsoft and all that. Like, if I'm gonna be leaving this company, I wanna be leaving with a ton of money. So they probably agreed to some money, which is of course we don't know what that sum is, but we know it's gonna be a lot. His last one was $155 million. It's gonna be at least that or more. And what's gonna happen is he's gonna be taking that, and that's why he's really just pretty crazy. Like,
and here's the thing, and let's continue. Quote, sources suggest rank and file employees did not appreciate the session, in which Kotick was typically unwilling to address pressing issues like his company's culture of sexual harassment. Why would you even talk about it? You know you're out the door. The proof's in the pudding.
He doesn't care.
His name has been dragged out whole half of last year. Everything's been coming out. And let's, right now, while we just finish this, let's talk about what you just heard about the acquisitions of this article and this Post article that I'm reading and something else that was mentioned that Kotick tried to do last year.
Kotick, this was just released yesterday too, some of these like news and stuff, that he was trying to get video game publications, sites like Kotaku, PC Game, and things like that, and was trying to buy them out so they'll be able to write, articles and stuff to make Activision Blizzard and him look better. Try to make it like, they're not that bad.
He bought it off and just painted great pictures.
Exactly. It's like,
that's
how scummy is
that? Is scummy as hell.
How,
like damn, my name's getting thrown out. Yo, how many dollars we got? Hey, let's purchase
and you know
this,
what's funny?
let's purchase that.
They said that, that's not the case, that's not what it is.
You
think I actually believe that?
What the hell you buying it for?
It's like they were trying to like do that. And they said like this is fake, this is like not real news, like.
When the documents come out and it's certified and it's right there as potential charge, that's true. Okay.
So I was just like, wow.
Let's continue with this article here. As originally reported by the Washington Post, the fireside chat took place over a video conference and fielded questions which were said to be submitted by employees via email and read by the chief people officer.
Fielded questions. That's the first red flag. I was like, okay, so you basically kind of just like threw a softball to him on the question. So none of these questions are going to be hard. None of these questions will go into deep detail about anything.
And they're all like dodge questions. Like
exactly.
Not too deep.
They made sure like the person who was in charge of asking the question made sure to word them so it doesn't make Kotick look bad.
Kotick was late for the session. And it was only 60 minutes long. Didn't know how long the minutes were. 1-6. 16-minute long, and he was late for that.
It's one of those type of things that this could have been an email meeting instead of an actual meeting. This could have been an email. You wasted people's time to make because everyone
he didn't want to be there. They had to do it.
Everyone had to be
was late in the meeting. He's caking. He's like, look.
And he wasn't even in person. It was all video.
It was video conference.
It was a video
As anonymous Activision Blizzard employees told Kotick, they knew other employees submitted questions about gender discrimination and the Raven QA strike, but they never got poised to Kotick. Clearly, they vetted the deal.
Exactly.
And he says in quote, "I can tell you that my commitment to the company is to remain in my role." Kotick told employees, "Once the deal closes, what I've committed to Microsoft is I will stay as long as it's necessary to ensure that we have a great integration and a great transition." What the hell does it sound like?
Oh crap!
You know what this means? Once the deal is finalized and he gets his cut, he's
Out this bitch.
He's out. He's
Out
leaving.
this bitch. Like
He's gone.
seriously.
That's it. He's saying, "Look, man, if they need me, I'm alright, but I'll be here. Just let me know." He's leaving, bro. He's leaving.
No, he's
but it sucks because he's leaving on the golden parachute.
And then he gone. Which, great, he's gone, but the way it's happening, I hate it. I wish they could leave him and not do nothing.
Which will lead to your, as continued with the article, employees are taking this messaging as further indication that Kotick may not remain as CEO once the acquisition is complete. However, it also means that he could likely remain the head of Activision Blizzard for at least another year. What I'm going to say about that is, based on what is happening to him and what his ultimate decisions were, don't even count on him doing anything at all whatsoever besides bad, dumb shit during this whole entire trade station, because there's nothing is going to come out of this man.
Oh, and I
he
have
needs
to
to zip and leave before his money. That's probably one of the deals. Shut your mouth,
Exactly.
zip the lip, do what I tell you, and if you don't, you ain't getting your
And
payment.
you know what's another thing too? He didn't want this to happen in the first place. He did not.
He
was
has to,
forced
man.
by the board to do it.
Yeah, once you realize,
Because the board was like, you have no choice. You're doing it.
when you have investors and other people put in money, you really technically don't have a say, but you have full, and you have to speak to confidence. Because the people that put in the money will have a say. So for those that invest in stocks, even if I put $2 in, I get a notification of being on the call, so then I will hear what's on the call and how will justify me selling my shares, putting in more shares. Based on his losses and whatnot, and what he was doing just a little bit, they weren't having it. So they have to put out a voice. Because if they're not going to be the voice, they're going to be putting out lawsuits. This man had to do something because it's either his company's going to tank, all the investors are going to pull out, he's going to be removed, possibly resigned, or subpoena. Maybe that was a criminal thing happening too. We don't know. Because things could have been going south. He had to do it. And what better way
Things were
to
going
do it
south.
Microsoft?
Things were,
Obviously.
all the stocks was going down.
Vanguard shit.
No one was buying anything. Everything was just, it was bad. Like, if Microsoft didn't do this, I don't think we would have had an Activision Blizzard unless some drastic change had happened. Let's be real. Kotick was so stubborn, he was not going to go anywhere. Anywhere.
Sad, right? I thought he was supposed to be out.
Nowhere. He wasn't going to go anywhere if this didn't happen. And the only reason he's going to finally leave is because he's going to be getting such huge money to leave. Be like, here's this, whatever amount they're going to do, because they haven't set it out yet, which I'm sure we'll know closer to when this whole thing finally closes up. It's going to be dumb money. He made at least $155 in just bonuses in 2020. Imagine what this is going to be.
The Washington Post notes that the source was additionally concerned by Kotick comments that the transition is going to be smooth because Microsoft is committed to trying to retain as many of our people as possible, which invoked the specter of possible future layoffs. Again, you're going in and you're going to remove house and clean up. That's what's going to happen. He said some very surface kind of things about how much he cares for the teams and employees that make up ABK. If he actually cared, he would address the concerns submitted.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But he don't. He
Instead,
don't care.
He said that Microsoft was interested in the metaverse and joked about how the staff would not be forced to switch to Microsoft Teams. Kotaku source noted that none of the employees actually cared about any of those things. Obviously,
No,
caring about
they
the
only
culture
care about the
when it
freaking
needs to be
culture,
changed.
like, or the the strikes and all that. That's all they care about, and he didn't do any of that.
According to the source for Raven Software, while Kotick is wasting workers' time giving fluff speeches, the striking workers continue, without pay, to push for the reinstatement of their layoff colleagues.
Yeah, the Raven Q&A, which is another thing I was going to add on to
Let's
this.
talk about briefly because I just recently seen that they're organizing a union.
Organizing a union currently right now. on strike because they're letting go part of that team, and then of course they're not getting paid right or anything like that. So it's pretty crappy right now what's happening with them.
Yeah. Courtesy of Kotaku again. Pretty much, I'm going to read a quote here, and pretty much what they were trying to say is Xbox is kind of meh. Okay, I get it. Man, let Microsoft breathe. They just announced they were going to buy out, and then look at Phil Spencer. What you going to do with these workers? Yeah, first of all, it's Bobby's responsibility yet, still, because we didn't buy them yet.
Yeah, because Phil never had to deal with unions. He never did. When he was actually asked about this a couple of days ago.
I'm going to actually read it right here. In quote, what Phil Spencer says, I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of personal experience with unions. Yeah. He told the Washington Post. I've been at Microsoft for 33 years, so I'm not going to try to come across as an expert on this, but I'll say we'll be having conversations about what empowers them to do their best work, which, as you can imagine, in the creative industry is the most important thing for us.
Exactly.
But he did say something similar years
in 2019, and he didn't learn anything from that, which is what people have issues.
And then the quote we're talking about is, I've been asked this, and I've always answered, and I feel kind of silly in the way I answer, but honestly, I'm not any kind of expert on the union. And he spoke with Kotaku back in 2019 when asked about whenever he thinks unions are good for the game developers. I've been at Microsoft since I was 20 years old, so I don't know. I don't hear that inside, just being honest. He could very well be honest. He maybe has, things he's paying attention to or what he does best.
He also does a ton of interviews and stuff, so he probably doesn't even remember the question.
Yeah. And then he goes, I'd rather have the conversation about working conditions internally because I think it is the easy way to do it. And I think we have the environment that we could. And it's not a conversation that I hear inside of our halls. And as I said, I don't claim to be an expert on what it means to either work in a union. So if you ask me, do I think it would make things better or not? I honestly don't know. Maybe he does know. I don't know. But from 2019 to 2022, and he's been a company for 33 plus years,
we don't know. He's gonna be out because he's never had dealt with it before.
Yeah. Man.
Because I'm for unions personally because I like the whole thing. I think the union thing is great, but I don't know if Microsoft would be up for that. It's up to them, obviously.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a pretty shitty situation.
It's a big deal, and especially the one news that took everything to storm for as far as gaming. Nothing literally came out besides a couple little things, but Activision is a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the way that it's this could be handled, the way everything like I said, my main worry is the whole exclusivity thing. Even though Phil said that he doesn't plan to, he said intent. He doesn't say 100% or anything like that. He said intent. And when someone says that, I don't trust it.
It's a 50-50 still.
Yeah, I don't trust because remember, he said that with Bethesda. A couple weeks later, he said, Starfield's going to be on Xbox exclusive. So just give it around E3. Once E3 comes, because he's going to talk about it. He is.
How many games are going to be promoted on there?
Exactly.
World exclusive. Call of Duty. Yo, if they said world exclusive Call of Duty exclusive for Xbox and they end up...
That's going to probably be how they're going to announce it. And then they're going to be like, oh, God.
I'm going to say...
Oh, God. This is how they're announcing it, that it's going to be exclusive. This is a slap in the face. If they do it that way, that's a slap in the face to Sony fans and pretty much
This is a good situation for Microsoft, and I give it to them.
Obviously, I'm not doubting that, but I'm just saying, it's Sony fans can't really say anything because we do have exclusives that we have a lot of exclusives that we like to keep to our chest too.
So now Microsoft's you can hold that. You could take that to the chest.
Exactly.
I'm gonna keep this to the chest.
But now they have some big titles on their chest.
They got Elder Scrolls. They got
so
Diablo,
unless Sony decides they want to start buying up other companies, EA, Square Enix, things like that.
Sony buy EA and then Square Enix, because you could change Square Enix and push those developments to EA, and you can make them bonkers Just Cause.
But you know,
you can amplify Hitman with that. Because people like that series. And I never even played those types of games.
Hitman's okay, but I never.
But
really
it
got
would be
into it like
popping if it was crazy, right?
Now-
Something totally. Give Insomniac Games.
That's a Sony thing, yeah.
That's a Sony. Give them Hitman. Let's talk future, man. Let's say if that happens, what if Insomniac Games
But they're known for like
makes
run and gun type of shooting.
Just Cause? Shut up, Just Cause.
Because I was saying Hitman wouldn't work for that, but Just Cause can.
Right?
Just Cause can.
Right?
I can see that working.
Same. Shut up. You know it. Just Cause. Boom.
Just Cause can work.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. What else? What else? What else? Because we already discussed Microsoft.
I mean, what can Sony add to Final Fantasy?
Well, they got just buying them. Now that they don't have to dispute any damn Final Fantasy, they keep it all to themselves. Finally. As you should. That's an acquisition that Square Enix, oh look, Tomb Raider, Just Cause, Hitman, all those Enix games, Marvel things, that's great. Mind you, it would work because Sony has Spider-Man and what's it, Crystal Dynamics?
Crystal Dynamics
Crystal
made
Dynamics
Final
made,
Fantasy
so they can make it with a little bit more wiggle room, and you know what I'm saying? They can work with people. You know, Sony can partner with Disney and whole mind blown with voice actors, maybe.
But you know what I worry about?
Something. But when it comes to Final Fantasy, though, we kind of already see it as being a PlayStation game. You know.
But you know what I worry about all this acquisitions and stuff? Is this going to cost? I don't know. This is what I worry about too.
Don't buy Ubisoft.
Less creativity is going to happen because all these like companies are going to get like bigger and bigger. It's going to be like less companies.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
like,
Competition builds innovation.
competition. That's what I'm saying.
We already bad enough that we got
worried about.
we got three big consoles, and then now these cloud consoles, which we coined for bringing Ubisoft, EA, and all these other companies making a cloud platform console. So we got three hardware and then a bunch of. So they build innovation. But now you talk about having these almost, they're still separate, but buying big chunks and building that hardware base.
Because if these companies keep buying these like other game companies and putting it into their thing, eventually it's like, is this going to be just Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo?
Which we've dealt with.
Which we have, but what about all these other indie companies, all these other companies? It's going to be nothing exists. It's going to be like, oh, you want an EA game? You have to go to PlayStation. Oh, you want to, let's say Nintendo buys Platinum games, for example. You want a Platinum game? You have to go to Nintendo. Like things like that. It's like
that's the same thing we dealt with before cross-platform. Before when companies knew, just like we could make a lot of money if we could work with these people. Before that even happened, we always had exclusive. We always had
I knew that it was always exclusive. I knew
so
that.
it's coming right back full circle. It's coming right back.
It's just crazy how that's happening.
It's weird. It could be the case because if Sony makes a move, or maybe Microsoft will make another one.
Oh God! I swear to God, if Microsoft buys freaking like Square
EA,
Enix or
EA,
oh my God, if they buy EA,
done.
Then
Already,
Xbox just won. Xbox just won that.
Phil came from Microsoft, didn't he? The guy that was so awkward and he went to EA doing the Wii for EA came from Microsoft.
Oh, he did.
He came from Xbox Division. Peter something.
Yeah, I remember the dude, that little short guy.
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah. Oh my God.
What if? What if? Like, guess what? Y'all think this is bad?
You know,
$72 billion. We'll buy EA.
They'll wait till like 2023, like the beginning of 2023.
Yep.
Oh, EA, buy it. Because we did one last year, we'll do another one this year. Why not?
I think at that point,
Then I was like, oh,
we might have to trade in.
I mean, I'll still have my Sony because I always will, but
yeah.
I mean, if like I said, I've never been like fully against Xbox. I will buy the system if it has games I want.
Yes.
If Xbox finally going to be releasing games I want, I'll buy it. I bought a 360 because it had games I want.
Because you realize all these other Japanese RPGs were coming out. You're like, damn, there's so much. I think I actually want to get one.
So if you want to start releasing a new Spyro game, releasing a new Crash Bandicoot game exclusively on the Xbox, once they're done, once they get rid of all these shitty people, like I said, I'm not buying Activision if they do that. But if they do that and release a new Spyro and a new Crash game on the Xbox exclusive, I'm on Xbox right there.
Yeah. And I also have Xbox by having Game Pass.
Like, I will have my money. But so that's why I'm not against them. Like I'm not buying Xbox ever. I don't care if they release my favorite game. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm a person who buys all systems. I'm just not going to buy a system if it doesn't have any games I want. Because if the game is a multi-platform game, I'm going to buy it on PlayStation because I like the PlayStation controller. I like the PlayStation thing better. But if it's something exclusively on an Xbox that I can't get anywhere else, I'll buy the Xbox.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. I got that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I have no
There's
issue.
no problem.
That's why I know some people think I'm so against Xbox. That I'm not.
No, and I had the Xbox when it first came out with the actual internet.
And they actually had
Xbox
games
Live.
that I
had
wanted
games.
too, because I had Blake's and platformers that I loved.
And we had PS2. We had that.
Yes,
So
we had
it's like,
all the systems.
when it
Basically,
comes
growing
out-
up, we had all the systems. We did.
When their good game's gonna come out, we're gonna go and get that system to go ahead and take advantage of the system.
I'm not going to buy a system that doesn't have games I want. That's why I didn't buy Xbox One at all, because it had no games I wanted. And I haven't bought a Series X because it doesn't have any games yet. But maybe with this acquisition, if they decide to make things exclusive, I don't know.
I personally
might do that. I don't
personally
know.
believe Call of Duty would take about 2 years before they decide that, we won't keep it.
Because remember, they're on contracts, so I wonder if the contracts are like another year or two.
So
And
it's-
then after that, be like, oh, the contracts are done? Okay, Call of Duty's mine now.
Very well
It could be. It could be. It could be. We don't know. Because remember, they said they're going to follow contracts, and we don't know how. Because these contracts were made before these games were made. So these contracts, like the Call of Duty is going to be coming out for all these systems for the next 5 or 10 years. Who knows? Who knows what the contract is made?
Yeah, and then at that point, we already forgot about this big acquisition. Now, come to realize, now it's gonna be on Xbox. I wonder why.
And then we were like, oh shit, that's why.
Episode 35 of B.o.P. and you'll realize.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh,
So that's pretty
that
much
was such a
like,
big deal. Yeah.
it's a huge deal, and could be good, could be bad. It's still in the early stages. It literally just happened this week.
Tuesday, I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I know. As soon as I heard the news, I was like, what?
Yep, I went on.
What? This
I
is
put
real?
on-
What?
I put it on the topic. I checked it out. I looked at it. I watched it on marketwatch.com. I was like, what the ball?
And I was like looking at it like, this is one way to try to fix up Activision.
It wasn't even like a look at the benefit of Microsoft. Like, that's how Activision's fixing itself.
I'm buying you.
So now
Like,
we discussed what is about to go down. How long? We don't know. I read a report and I'll probably post it on Twitter just so you guys can have it, to see if it's going to come out, if it's going to close by the middle of this year.
We'll see, because like I said, usually these things take longer, but like you said, it's a game thing. Could be different, could be shorter, it could be this year, but we don't
The
know.
report of Kotick that I read said that it might take about a year.
That's what I'm saying, because I know I've been reading reports, not just like everywhere. I've been looking everywhere.
Yeah, it could be
Everyone's
a year.
been saying like a year and stuff.
I've seen it by July.
So I guess
Maybe the investors like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. That was it. Get them out, get them out, get them out, get them out. Maybe get them out and then get them out. I don't give a shit if it's finalized. Get them out.
Give him his money, go away.
Yep.
Let's fix this shit.
I want to see what Microsoft does in hopes that it'll be more comfortable.
That's what like I said, once I see that Microsoft is actually doing stuff there, changing stuff, making things a lot better for the employees and everyone, then I'll go back to supporting Activision again. I will.
Sony needs to buy EA. I think that's my thing. If Sony needs to buy something because they're watching Microsoft.
Microsoft just bought 2 companies in 2 years.
What makes you think they're not gonna buy it? What makes you think they're stopping? Like,
I'm sure Sony must be thinking like
bro,
oh, shit, what's the next thing they're gonna buy? Like, what's the next big EA? Like, Sony's probably everyone like, get EA on the phone. Let's figure this out.
because EA sucks anyway. Just do it.
Let's figure this out.
Yeah, EA sucks. Like, their quality games are obviously great.
They have some great
Their
games, it's
management
just-
and their shadiness
And
of
their
milking money.
microtransactions and stuff, and the way they try to make money.
eFootball.
Ugh.
Let Square Enix fix eFootball.
No, that's Konami.
Is it Konami?
Yeah.
It's not
FIFA is no.
Yeah, FIFA.
No.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. See, you got me off.
But FIFA is not
Because
a
of
good
the
soccer.
contracts.
But FIFA's not a good soccer game. It got.
Well, that's a good song game. Well, it's gonna be good.
It's
Everybody
the only
buys
choice.
it.
It's
Doesn't
the
matter.
only choice.
It's the only
That's
choice.
why.
And they got the contract from Konami. They're gonna buy. It's FIFA sells. Shut up. Come on now.
I know FIFA sells.
Of course.
It's just they have
Like Call of Duty.
That's why they get good ratings. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why everyone preferred the World Soccer, but that's not happening anymore because they decided to turn to eFootball. And we got that disaster.
Hell yeah. No
So
defense.
now the only choice they have is FIFA, and it's not that great, but it's the only
Yeah,
soccer
what if
game
Sony-
out there.
what if
So
Sony did it. Dragon Age. You know, they got
Dragon Age,
Dead
Mass
Space.
Effect,
Dead Space.
yeah, Dead Space, Mass Effect. EA has big titles. Of
They
course,
got
the
big
Star
titles.
Wars. The Star Wars.
And it's funny because they got big titles that mainly a lot of people on Xbox play.
So if
Mass Effect,
Sony
Dragon
decided,
Age.
so if Sony decided to be like,
Oh, you wanna
okay,
take
so
my-
you want to take my Call of Duty? I'm taking
You
your,
want to take my card?
I'm taking your sports and your
I'll take your
and your
take-
competition, which is Battlefield.
I'll take more of your storylines, including sports. Yeah, I have fucking
So it could easily happen.
Ronaldo riding a
but
fucking
it all
red
depends.
fucking dragon. And get a Jedi slice him.
But it all depends.
That's how I roll, Sony baby.
We have to see how Sony does it.
Sony's got hot exclusives. They always make money off their hot exclusives.
They do.
Even Nintendo's laughing. Let's be real. Nintendo's chilling.
Nintendo's fine.
Nintendo's
They have
fine.
Mario,
Chill.
Kirby, Pokemon, and they sell things well.
Pokemon, for one. Pokemon.
They have-
All I gotta say is Nintendo's good. Mario, Pokemon.
Nintendo doesn't care about what's happening. Nintendo's probably have popcorn right now, just like watching, like, this is hilarious. Because Nintendo doesn't care.
They don't care. They have Pokemon.
They-
Pokemon sells everywhere.
They got Pokemon, they got Mario, they got all that titles.
Mind you,
They're
you do
good.
know Nintendo still only gets. Game Freak only gets, I think, is it Nintendo? I think Nintendo's the only one that gets 30% out of all.
Yeah, because remember, Nintendo
products.
owns Game Freak and Pokemon Company. Well, no, Game Freak, which is turned to Pokemon Company.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's a separate company.
Yeah,
Nintendo gets
but
royalties
Nintendo
off
owns
of-
that.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Because they
Yeah.
were talking about how the percentage they still get and they don't negotiate. So like the Pokemon company's getting funded by the Pokemon games by Nintendo's push. I need more clarification on that because I do know that it was 30% that Nintendo gets out of a cut for every Pokemon thing sold.
Well, and you know how.
Because mind you, Pokemon Company, Game Freak, they don't just sell games, they sell cards, they sell merchandise,
Don't forget the plushies.
plushies.
Everything you could think of on the side has a Pokemon name on it or Pokemon item on it. So,
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
you gotta think about it. Like,
and don't forget the movies,
Yeah,
the
so-
TV shows.
so they have all that, and Nintendo gets 30% out of all of it. So again, it's Pokemon Company, but like I think it's powered by Nintendo or owned by Nintendo. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably powered. Who knows?
It's gotta be. I gotta look at it.
I just know
More
Pokemon
clarification.
games only comes on Nintendo platforms.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Why
You
you
will
gonna have
not,
it
you
on
will not
Xbox?
see a Pokemon on Xbox or a PlayStation. You will not.
The other one, what's that game? The new one that's coming out this year? Arceus?
That's only Switch.
I know, but that could come off Xbox.
It's not going to. It's owned by Nintendo.
Try it. Yeah, man. So I think that concludes our podcast, right?
Yeah.
There's other two topics.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll just rant on Twitter. It's not
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It's nothing too crazy. It's one of the topics is still ongoing, so
Which one?
the Roblox one.
Oh yeah, we'll talk. We'll save that for next week.
Yeah,
because-
'cause that's still ongoing.
yeah, I heard it, and then you tell me other things. I'm like, whoa, okay. So we're gonna wait on that. But thanks you guys for tuning in. And if you didn't tune in now or have been, you can always check us out. Like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube because we'll be on there. We got the little snippets as well. It is one big huge topic. We will cut that in 2 or 3 videos for you guys for your entertainment. I put all the hashtags on it because it is
And-
one big deal.
You'll also see, stuff on TikTok too.
Yes, TikTok as well. There's a couple of videos and maybe some live. Hit us some live, some Q&A, some questions. And what do you guys feel of how Activision and this Microsoft hoopla is?
Or any
Probably
food.
Tuesdays. I might do it on a Tuesday. I felt comfortable on a Tuesday. Tuesday is a little bit slow for me. I probably do it right in the morning. We just hop on, check it out, show some love. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys for tuning in. And those want to check it out, make sure you check us out. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and not TikTok yet, but our videos will be on TikTok, which it always is. Anyway, live stream. I don't know why. But again, boom, bam, I have nothing else. So, yeah.
And don't forget to check out our link for Gamefly.
Yes.
To check out.
Gamefly in the ticker,
Check out
and links in
affiliate
the
links.
description.
See over at the bottom.
Check all that.
Check it out.
$15.99, one disc. Any given time, $15.99 a month. Exchange whatever games. Beat it, send it, beat it, send it, beat it. If you want 2, you got 2 siblings or 2 games you want to interchange and play. $22.99. Boom, send it. Boom, send it. Boom, send it. You like it? Click the link on the ticker as well as the link in the description. It is time for us to leave.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.